Златан, Germain себе удар, Златан, Златан Ібрагімович, що він робить? Що він робить сьогодні? Удар Germain.
Hello, this is Everton Fan 77 with episode 3 in the One Taste of Glory series. Now, as the news report says, we've hit the month of August, which also means the squad report. So as you can see here, this is just the update, the latest updates on the players' growth, but also with the month of August comes the start of the Super League season. Now, I think I have my team pretty much ready. I've got a fair idea of what my lineup will be heading into that first game against Zenit, but there's always room for new players. Dani Alves, 10 million. Now, if you remember from the last episode, we offered 10 million plus Matuidi. They rejected it. I came in with just 10 million, and for some reason they accepted that. So they're basically rejecting a free player here, and we go into contract negotiations with Dani Alves there. Now, Clement Torme, I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it or not. It just says, boss, I'd like some higher wages, and I was like, you know, you're not even part of the first team. I will never even use you this season. Let's get some transfer funds and sell you, because honestly, do not want you at this club. So we put him on the transfer list there. And right now, Dani Alves accepts our contract offer, so he is on board at the club. That is great to have coming over to Paris, and that is just going to be huge for us. Now, I'm not sure whether I'll play him at right back or perhaps up at right wing. We'll just see how the form goes of Menez and Van der Veer. So right now, we are going to request some funds from the board. We are going to up the ante, say we'll qualify for the Champions League and win the Cup if you can give us some more funds. Let's see what we can do here. At 20 million, that's quite ambitious, and even though we are a new manager, and PSG do actually reject our offer as expected, because as the board said earlier on as well, they're only going to allocate us 60% of the transfer funds. So they're obviously not going to be that lenient with their money towards me as a manager, so that's probably fair enough. And I just released a few young players here to make some space in the squad, because our squad was full and we had to get rid of some players to make some more room. Now, because we're running a bit low on transfer funds, we can't make any more big transfers. So I'm looking at Young for a season loan here, basically because he could grow throughout the season. Maybe he could be crucial in the last few months, be an 80 overall kind of player, and be a good reserve for someone like Menez. Now, moving on, Milan actually accept our offer, and Niang is part of PSG for this season, and that's great to have him on board. Now, we do get an offer for Pastore from Atletico Madrid here. Now, this was quite tempting, 20.5, but I upped the ante. I said to them, that's a good offer, but you know what? You're going to have to pay 3.5 million for him, because he's just too good for us to lose him for 20 mil. I'm sorry, but you can pay 23 mil and have him. He's all yours. Now, they come back to us and stay stubborn with their transfer offer. I realised they're not going to go to the 23.5 million, so I offer 22.5 million. Now, Manchester City put in a bid for Sacco. Not a great offer, but definitely not worth it as well, because Sacco, while he was quite poor that first pre-season match, he came back well in the third match, and he's looking good heading into the season. This is basically our prediction for the season, 8th place. That's probably a fair prediction, but obviously we're hoping to do much better than that. Atletico Madrid come back with a 21 million offer for Javier Pastore, and I offer them 22 million. I said to them, if you can do 1 million more, you can have him. Now, Gregory Van der Veer has come to me basically before the season started and said, I hope you include me. So that kind of rocks up my plans. So I actually decided to start him in the first match against Zenit, and I put Dani Alves on the bench because he's a new player, and yeah, we'll see what he can do off the bench. Perhaps a potential sub for Menez. We'll see how it goes. But that's the squad we're taking into our first match against Zenit. I decided to keep the same tactics that we used against Atalanta, because those seem to work, and with a 5-0 win. Now, one other thing for this match as well, I couldn't record the second half, basically because my fraps was not working properly. The frame rate was just screwing up, and it dropped to frames like 3 frames per second, and it was just awful. You couldn't play with it, so I just couldn't record the second half, so I'm very sorry about that. But anyway, moving on. Menez on the ball. He'll find a bit of space here to find Lucas. Lucas puts it in the back of the net. That's our first goal of the season, and hopefully one of many more to come. Now Menez on the ball. He's going to be attacking this our right hand flank, and he finds Ibrahimovic. Ibrahimovic, what a header that was! Finding the back of the net. We go 2-0 up after just 21 minutes. We're going to capitalise again here. Lucas on the ball, gets his shot deflected straight to Ibrahimovic, and that's just 3-0, 3 easy goals, and that's basically how it will finish, because as I said before, I couldn't record the second half, and also there wasn't too much in the second half anyway, so that's probably good. Anyway, look how jolty it is here. That's what I had to play with. It was just awful. Thiago Silva getting a 9.9, which is very good for a defender. It's very good for any player, but especially for a defender, that is unbelievable. Just some great stuff there. But right now you'll see here 7 out of 7 tackles won. You know, normally you're lucky to get about 2 or 3 tackles. Thiago Silva 7 out of 7. That's just fantastic stuff. And Joe Hart with a nice 4 saves there. But right now, Atletico Madrid actually decide not to match our offer, and they will pull out negotiations only asking 1 million more. So that's actually kind of a relief, because I want to keep Pastore, see what he can do over this season. He can do quite a bit of damage. Now for this match we do drop Van der Veer for Dani Alves. That's the only real change to our lineup here. Heading into Manchester City at the Etihad. I decided to keep the same tactics as I used last time against Zenit. Now, I also had to call up Dani Alves to the team because Gael Clichy in the backline, I really don't think Van der Veer would be able to take him on, and I think Dani Alves is our best shot at that. Now, for this match, this was a very, very even match. Manchester City played quite well. I thought if we're going to get points against Manchester City, this is the squad to do it with Yaya Toure being injured. But they just attacked and attacked and attacked. Our defence was quite resilient, but very fortunate to hold on a few times. Right now, Gareth Barry finds Gael Clichy. Clichy back to Barry. I'm surprised he actually had the pace to get in front of the defender there. And then he just finds Edin Dzeko. Dzeko puts it in the back of the net. That's some great play from Manchester City. I have to give them that. But that's not good for us. We go down 1-0 just before half-time here. But Menez on the ball. Can he restore something for us just before the half-time break? Unfortunately, he can't. Pantelman making a good save there because they're playing Pantelman because we bought Joe Hart. Gael Clichy clears it off the line with a good header. Alright now, Andre Pirlo on the ball. Just look at this. Nice little dribbling in and out there. Just using the mix-up of pace. Finding Menez. Menez on the ball. He will shoot. It's parried straight to Lavetti, and Lavetti actually very lucky. It was a good, it was a decent shot, but it was actually a great effort to even get a hand on the ball by the goalkeeper here. But right now they're going to whip it into Dzeko and just quashing our hopes. Quashing? Yeah, that works. Yeah, basically destroying our hopes of getting 3 points there as they go 2-1 up. So right now we're fighting for a draw here. It's going to be very tough to pick up a win, and I would take a draw. Sinclair's shot finding Joe Hart, but fortunately for us, nothing much happened off it. Playing against his former club, Hart was actually playing pretty well. They're going to whip in the corner here. Forced to Ashley Cole. Thiago Motta coming off the bench. Finds Benitez, who's also coming off the bench. Look at that pace. You're just not going to catch him. But then I see Menez. I play it on the inside. And Menez, he's got just enough of a lead to get in front of the defender there. And he finds the back of the net. 2-2, here we go. So I'm actually thinking, we could have a chance of getting 3 points here. If we're going to get 3 points against Manchester City, this is the time to do it. David Silva on the ball, finds Aguero, unfortunately for us, heading it just wide. But unfortunately, we couldn't make any attacks later on in the match, and that's how it finished at 2-2. But a draw against Manchester City is not bad at all, especially at the Etihad. So a decent result there. We do get an offer for Shantome from Napoli, and we are going to accept it because we just want him out of the club. And right now, for our third match of the episode, third and final match against Galatasaray. Now, their squad wasn't too strong because they didn't have Drogba on this one. And if we're going to, that's probably one of the easier teams we'll play against in this competition. So that's basically the lineup we will take into the match. Same tactics, because I thought we were unlucky not to pick up the 3 points over at Manchester. But right now, Galatasaray will attack through Wesley Sneijder here, their best player. He'll whip it in, but Joe Hart, confident keeping, comes out and stops the attack there. But right now, it will fall to Beta. I'm not very good with the pronunciation, so I'm sorry for that. But right now, Yilmaz on the ball. He will look up Galatasaray just attacking early on in the match. It takes a little bit for us to regain our feet and basically make some attacks of our own. Thiago Silva on the ball here. This is quite rare. The defender taking it up. Right now, he's just going to cut back on the inside. Very fortunate deflection here. Will fall Thiago Silva, who said he has long shots. Look at that for a shot from outside the box from Thiago Silva. If there's one centre back you'd expect to do that, it would be Alex, because he's just got such power. But Thiago Silva does it, and that's a great effort. David Beckham's free kick here. Decent effort, but a good save by the keeper. But Lavetti on the ball. Alex trying to match his fellow centre-back with a long shot. Unfortunately, he sends it just wide. But, yeah, as I said before, Alex has great shot power. So, if there's a centre-back you'd expect to score those kind of goals, it would be Alex, not Thiago Silva. But we'll take that any day of the week. Right now, Benitez finds Dani Alves playing up in right wing, attacking the defence. He'll find Ibrahimovic, and Ibrahimovic's header goes just wide. But right now, Ibrahimovic on the ball. He will see the ball to Gregory Van der Wiel. Van der Wiel's going to attack here. He'll whip it in to Lavetti, the diving header, but unfortunately straight to the keeper. Right now, Yilmaz will be played clean through on the ball. He will look up, but Van der Wiel keeps his cool and heads it back to Joe Hart. And that is how the match finishes at 1-0. So a great result there for us to pick up 3 points, although we could have probably won by a bigger margin. But yeah, this has been Everton Fans 77 with episode 3 in the PSG Germain series, One Season for Glory. In the next episode, it will be the end of the transfer window, so stay tuned for that. So yeah, this has been Everton Fans 77. If you did like this episode, please leave a like, it helps a lot. See ya.